The entire world is looking at this catastrophe in Chicago.
From a surge in violent carjackings
You tried to interrupt it.
to an unprecedented string of mass shootings
You tried to cease it.
and more than 100 children shot in the streets so far this year.
You've tried to bring more police. You've talked about the National Guard.
Over the last several years, Woods has worked with Sheriff Rick Wells to help those behind bars here in Manatee County understand they are strong enough to overcome the obstacles they face.
We can all talk about it, but when Victor talks, they listen.
That's because Woods has been in their shoes, running away from a stable home as a teenager, doing 2 stints in federal prison. He'd even amassed $40 million worth of counterfeit credit cards.
He did something really awesome to change his life, to turn his life around.
This is unique, but it's necessary in your opinion.
It really is. I mean, I will say, like, that I have a genuine concern. I live in the city of Chicago.
Which is why Dr. Jane Goopser, the executive director of the Cook County Jail, jumped at the chance to let Woods and his group speak their heartfelt message to the most violent offenders here.
Ultimately, I hope someone leaves here and gets on the phone, maybe talks to their friends, a little brother, a sister, someone, and says, you know what? It's not worth it, right? Think twice about what we're doing out there.
When you look at the faces of these individuals, these inmates, do you think it's hitting home?
I think so. I think that there's a lot of people here who wish they could have gone back in time.
The only people that can stop this is all of us.
We had a major crisis in our city after a mass shooting, and racial tensions were high. We needed information to help us with that shooting, and I really didn't know where to turn. And just out of the blue, Victor came to see me to try to help me with this problem, and that's exactly what he's done. He's been by my side at a lot of different functions and meetings and out there talking to people, and he only did it because he knew that he could help.
I want people to see how you're making a positive impact. So we're going to show just a little clip of Amanda at work.
How many of you guys have kids? Raise of hand. Okay. So the perspective I'm going to be giving you is the perspective of a child going through their father being incarcerated. I was not physically locked up in prison, but I was mentally locked up in prison, growing up with a father incarcerated. My first memory of my dad was in prison, okay? I didn't have Christmas, I didn't have birthdays with him, and that was normal to me. I didn't know it was not normal until I went to school and all my friends had their dads around at the father-daughter dances. I made the ride, the 4-hour ride with my mom to Oxford, Wisconsin. I would go there, I would spend time with him, and then when it was time to go, I would be screaming mercifully. Okay, I was screaming because I didn't know the next time I was gonna see my dad. And I remember the guards had to separate us. I remember that like it was yesterday, okay? During that time, I was getting sexually abused by my grandpa, okay? This went on 5-6 years. You have a responsibility to protect your children. It wasn't until I became a mother that I realized I needed to make some changes in my life. And I say that to say, once you take accountability of your life, you can begin the process of changing. You can look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm messed up, I'm here, but I mentally don't have to be here. I'm physically locked up, but your mind isn't. Most of you guys raised your hand saying you were parents. Go out, protect your children, set an example. Okay, you have the power. You have the power in here, okay? Rewrite your story. This is not where you're supposed to end up. You have a purpose, you have to tap into it, you need to start doing the work to change your life today. Forgive yourself, God forgives you. He's forgiven you. Show up tomorrow and do better.
I'm a hardhead. I've always been a hardhead. I was kicked out of nursery school. You know what I'm talking about because there's hardheads in here. That's nothing wrong with that. Einstein was a hardhead. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a hardhead. Tom Cruise was a hardhead. Barack Obama was a hardhead. Martin Luther King was a hardhead. Bill Gates was a hardhead. Steve Jobs was a hardhead. It's people like us, when you straighten it out, that change and move the world.
Change doesn't come overnight. You know, first you have to see it in your mind, as I often say.
then you have to believe it in your heart, and then you have to have the guts and courage to go out and physically make it happen.
Now, you know Oklahoma is #1 in the number of women it incarcerates.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you specifically want to visit Mabel Bassett Correctional Center and to influence this great number of women here?
To say, look at me, look at my life, look at what I've been through, and look at what I did after I made some mistakes, look what I'm doing now, and impart on them a roadmap to success.
Hi, this is Kane County, Illinois Sheriff Ron Hain, and I am proud to discuss Success International, Victor Woods. As sheriff, I always thought that what we do or don't do inside our county jail is going to directly affect public safety in the community. So 4 years ago, we launched a number of different programs inside of our facility. We've seen dramatic success stories come out of it. We hear positive feedback, not just inside the facility, but out in the community. People who have re-entered successfully with their guidance and continued support, not just on the inside, but on the outside as well. That component of support is essential, and that continuum of care has to be there for these people to be successful when they leave a jail.
When he's finished with us, I mean, we know we can do anything.
Bringing it back to this sort of...
The book is called The Breed Apart, published by Simon & Schuster. So the movie is based on my life story.